Oh, definitely got more work to do. You know, we're proud and we're excited at where we've gotten to and what we've accomplished so far. But, you know, we had the goal of winning a national championship this year, and you know, we're still 2 games away from that. So we're definitely looking to keep it going here and, you know, move on to the next game.
Zach, what's allowed your defense to be so good this year? Obviously, it helps to have a great goaltender, but what else has gone into that?
I think it's just the whole team mindset. You know, we do the little things. We're smart with the puck, and every single guy has his role on defense. You know, the forwards included. Obviously, it helps that we've had, you know, the 4 senior defensemen and 2 of the younger guys stepping up big for us. Playing with Hartzell for so long, there's a bit of a relationship there. But overall, I think it's just, you know, the mindset of the team is defense first, and you know, we do that aggressively, and we do that, you know, on a consistent basis.
What does Hartzell mean to your team?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious Hartzell's, you know, an integral part. He's huge for us. You know, he allows everybody to play confidently. We know we have a solid rock back there to work off of, and you know, it makes our job easier.
Is he the best player in the country?
I'd say so.
Zach, what do you think of the fact that Yale's in this too, with you guys, this rivalry, all, you know, 2 schools from Connecticut?
I mean, I think it's great for Connecticut. It's great for the ECAC. You know, it's cool to see. At the same time, we're focused on our game with St. Cloud right now. You know, either matchup after that, hopefully we get there and we'll deal with that then. You know, it's interesting, but at the same time, you know, we're focused on our next game.
Coach said that you guys were pretty loose in the locker room, and he's saying how in years past he would have addressed it as an issue, whereas now he kind of just lets you guys go. It's part of your rhythm of your game plan. Maybe you can give me more perspective about what is your locker room like beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the looser the better, but if we're uptight and we're, you know, quiet and almost overly focused, we don't usually play as well as we can. We've kind of built that over the year, that it's just when we're loose and excited, obviously we're focused and we're confident at the same time. But when we're loose, we play better, we make better decisions on the ice. So, you know, it's a fine line that you walk, but it's definitely one that works for us.
Zach, did you have any personal contact with the Yale guys after they made the frozen board, text or congratulations or busting them or anything like that?
No, so far I haven't. I don't know any of them on a personal level. I have in the past, but on this team in particular, I don't know any of them. Don't have any of their numbers, but no, so I haven't so far.
Is it a difficult thing to say nice things about a rival, a team that you have such a heated thing with? I can't be easy for you guys.
Yeah, I think, you know, it goes 2 ways. You know, we can respect what they've done, and we respect them as a team. And at the end of the day, we're all, you know, college hockey players playing the game we love. So, you know, it's not too hard. You know, when it comes down to game time, when they're on the other side of the rink, kind of changes and flips, and there's a whole nother mindset. But you know, when they're doing, we're in another game and doing their own thing, it gets a little easier.
When you came to Quinnipiac, did you realistically think that this could happen?
I mean, before I came here, I don't think I really thought about it too much. You know, you kind of come as a freshman, you kind of have to feel out the college landscape, see where you're at, and, you know, really get the feel for everything. But, you know, when I first got here, it was apparent that it was something that we were going to be working for, whether it was a reasonable goal or not. And obviously, over my 4 years, we've gotten the program to the point where it is a reasonable goal. So I'd say not right at the start, but, you know, pretty quickly it was evident that, you know, we were working towards that.
Was there a point this year where the light bulb went off and you guys were a national championship contender?
I mean, I think at the start of the year we went into it knowing we had a very good team and we had a really good shot at doing something special. And it was one of our goals that we wrote down as a team at the very start. And I'd say, you know, like when we were on that big winning streak, you know, confidence was high. Maybe that might have been a bit of a point where, you know, we realized, okay, we could actually do this. But I think right from the start, we knew we had a team. We knew we had the guys, the personnel to go really far. So I think we were pretty confident right from the start.
2 more questions.
Yeah. So you fell a little short in the ECAC tournament. How has that been
been a motivation for the team in the past couple games?
It's huge. I mean, like I said, we had goals, and the ECAC tournament was one of them. And it hit us pretty hard that, you know, we came up short. We didn't have the game we needed against Brown. So it was a huge disappointment, but at the same time, it kind of allowed us to realize the level that we had to play at if we wanted to move on and, you know, make a run at the national tournament. So at the same time, it kind of, you know, sprungboarded us into our next games and motivated us to keep going.
Last question?
I know you talked about that it would be reasonable for you guys to do something like this, but you said at the beginning of the year before the season started that there's no reason for us to lose to anybody this year. We're good enough to say that. So unless we win that last game, I won't be satisfied. That was on October 3rd. Talk about your leadership. I mean, you say that it's reasonable. It seems like it's more than reasonable, and it seems like it started before the season.
Yeah, like when we got knocked out last year, we had a team meeting. We knew who had coming back, and we knew who we had coming in, and we fully believed that it was a goal for us and it was attainable for us. And you know, we've been confident the whole way through. You know, you try not to be overconfident, but you know, I look at our team and I can match it up against any other team in the country, and you know, we play well that night, we have a good chance to win. So having said that, you know, there's no reason for us not to win every game.
Any other questions for Zach?
One more. You'll make one friend and probably some enemies in the locker room. Who's the toughest forward to keep tabs on your team? Toughest guy to check?
I think it's different for every guy depending on your strengths as a player. I think Bryce Van Brabant is incredibly hard to play against. His size and just his pure strength on the puck makes it so you really have to be in perfect position to handle him, because if he gets one step or 1 inch on you, you know, he's going to take you, overpower you. So that's what I would say is my toughest on our team.